Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are watching from. Honestly, um, I am still somehow weak because I'm still trying to get my ground. Honestly, we neglect many things and they affect us even when we are not aware that such things affect us. And what am I trying to say, Nenes? Balancing social media and our mental health is something that we fail to balance. I know that I just want to speak about this in this particular live stream because that's what I just passed through few days ago. And looking at my channel, I have not uploaded any video for over days now because I was truly down. I was truly weak. I was truly depressed. And excuse me, what were the sources of all these issues I was having? Because the truth of the matter is that I couldn't reason straight. I couldn't get my brain. I couldn't concentrate. I was totally um, disorganized because I was facing mental stress. Excuse me, I'll be back. All right, so sorry. I was trying to talk about this our mental health of a thing. Um, for some days now, I wasn't able to concentrate either. And what was the reason? Okay, now I will be talking about four major ways by which social media, all those social media that we run from Facebook to TikTok, from TikTok to Instagram, from Instagram to all just mention them, all those social media of a thing. I'm going to tell us how they affect us without us knowing. But before you could understand what they have already done to you, you may need some medical personnel to counsel you or to talk to you, to speak to you, to make you, that's to call your attention to the danger you're already doing to yourself. So, sorry, I'm streaming from Nigeria in Africa. Yes, and currently, though, I am not to bother everyone here with my own country's issues because I know that every country has their own issues, and throughout In fact, all the days, especially this year and a few months ago, are constantly we have been seeing different ugly news headlines and all these. And I am the type that is the kind of a patriotic, and I like to follow up news. I'm always updated in terms of governance and politics. So most of when I saw all those things, unknowingly to me, I didn't know that they were occupying major parts of my brain, major parts of my reasoning. And gradually, I was getting down, both emotional, physically, and mentally. I was getting totally drained. Even to have appetite to eat. I just decided to speak on this because, yes, I create awareness in terms of the health, and mental health is a serious topic, a serious issue of discourse in the society these days. The the brain needs maximum care. The brain needs maximum care. And we may run from Facebook to TikTok, from TikTok to Instagram, from Instagram to Twitter. That's formerly that's X, formerly Twitter, without even knowing the danger we have, especially when you are engaging on some provocative news, arguments, and other things. So basically, I'll be discussing about four aspects by which social media have contributed majorly to our mental problem, to our mental how will I put it? If I should say deficiency, okay, disorder. Let me put it that way, mental disorder. Because sometimes when we talk about disorderliness of the brain, some may think that we are referring to mad people. Definitely, the World Health Organization, the statistics show that in every circle of 5, there's a one madman in that circle. That is the analysis. In every 5 persons, that's in a gathering where you see 5 persons, one person among them has problem mentally. That is the statistic. That's to show you that, okay, you can imagine the population of the world, and you can imagine one person in 5 circle. One person in a circle, one person in a circle. You can imagine how many people that are mentally unstable. And normally we can say that everybody is mad based on the level of provocation that will now make the person to react fully like a madman. So now, that's one aside. Now, I was so much engrossed in the Nigerian politics and then insecurities, misbehaviors, and other things in Nigeria. So, unknowingly to me, I was harming my brain. I couldn't sleep at night. I hardly sleep at night, even to eat, to have appetite to eat. I was battling with all this until I decided, on YouTube here, I have not uploaded any video. I have not come live. If you check my last update, it may be just something like a 1 week ago, or 7 days or 9 days thereabouts. So, but I have not been consistent anymore because it was so heavy on me. So I needed to take a break from almost all the social media handles, especially except WhatsApp, because sometimes WhatsApp is like a kind of a platform that is less provocative. Yes, you can only chat on WhatsApp just with those that you know, those that with your phone numbers. So mostly I was only operating WhatsApp alone. So I hardly go to Facebook, X, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. I just avoided them because of what? Just to relax myself. So, and I thank God. Honestly, I thank God that at least today I am better. But I have come to tell myself that we really need to pay attention to most things. Okay, now let's dive into the 4 points that I'm going to talk about that social media have impacted negatively to our brain, to the mental well-being of our brain. Now, first one is what we call the. Let me start. I would have started from addiction. being addicted to something. But that one may be the last one I will discuss. Let me start with anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression. Anxiety, you can get it in abundance. You meet anxiety very well on social media. How do you meet anxiety? Now, you see as a lady, you will see women having many either hairstyle, living their luxurious lives, and then trip from this country to another one, as thus showcasing their affluence, showing the level of what they have already achieved. Most especially, women, they are moved by what they see, especially all those attractive things. You know, normally they like material things. Okay, let me say, I don't know about other countries, but let me speak a particular reference to Africa and here in Nigeria. So most of our ladies, they fantasize on many things they see online without even knowing if those things they are seeing or admiring are real or not. Do you get the point now? So now that's the aspect of women. Now, coming to men, I am a man. Coming to the men aspect, we equally do the same, because when you are seeing what your fellow man is showcasing to the society, what he has, the houses, cars, trips, all those things. Sometimes, if you are the person whom such things move, you begin to think over those things. Let's say you saw them on Facebook, you move to X, you see those ones on X, you now move to Instagram, you now see luxuries in Instagram. You are getting anxious unknowingly to you. You are getting anxious to achieve those things that these people have, or what those people have already posted on those social media handles. So now this anxiety now will not lead you to what we call now depression. Depression cannot just come all of a sudden. Depression must have come from something that you feel like you have never achieved. That's how depression sets in. You get depressed when you think that you have not gotten what you want in life. You get depressed when you think that you are not measuring up. You get depressed when you think that you are being oppressed. All these, they are slowly killing our brain. They are slowly damaging the cells in our brain. They are slowly depriving us from sleep. That is just the analysis. Now, we as human beings, we need to avoid anything that will make you begin to think that you are not measuring up enough. As far as you know that you are trying, because as a human being, a whole full body, once the brain can't function well anymore, automatically it will reflect in my entire activities. So now depression comes, and now this depression you are facing now, you feel like you are a waste. Either as a lady, either as a man, you feel like you are a waste. You are a trash. You are nothing. You have not achieved anything. When you fully know that you are already trying, when you know that you're already doing the best you should do, should you go out of your own will to be like others? All these are what are going on in your brain. Your brain analyzing those things, trying to align it with what I've already seen online on those platforms. Social media, you quote. Social media mounts pressures on people, and pressures are not good enough for the development of the brain. Pressures will now give way to other issues. Okay, once that anxiety sets in, they lead you to depression. Now, depression, if care is not taken when you are being depressed, do you know what will happen? First of all, that's what we now call a kind of fear of social isolation. Fear of social isolation. What I mean by that? Now, when you are depressed, the next thing should come to your mind is how to isolate yourself, how to shift from where people are. Definitely something has already set in your brain, and you have not even gotten to know that such thing is not setting in, because you are no more normal. The brain has been tampered with. The mental health, of the brain is not shaking, and you may not even know. And this is how it continues. If the world record could give that in a circle of 5 persons, that one person is mad, I know that we may not believe this entirely, but I can tell you, when you think that you are normal, you think that you are normal, and you get provoked, how you react will show that every human being has an element of madness. And now your own madness may increase or may multiply when there are some other factors that can influence your madness, especially thoughts. Thoughts. Human being can't offend you without an action. And those actions, what interprets it? The brain. So the brain interprets it according to your thought. So now with your brain and thought, you will not move, isolate yourself from what? Social or in a public, in a social gathering. There's another risk of social media. Now, sometimes you may not try to, if you have not observed all this, you may not even understand it. But I am speaking because I just, I'm just recovering. I'm just recovering, honestly, from, I will not say depression because I am out of the depression, but I was totally depressed by things happening around me. I was totally depressed. I won't lie. I won't lie. And that's one thing that made me to speak this, because I'm definitely, I am sure that most people need to know, most people need to hear what I have to say, and most people need to learn from what I experienced. Quote me anywhere. If you are depressed, if you worry yourself over things you can't change, you may make a mistake that you can never change. So I was bothered about insecurity that was going on in my country, Nigeria. I was so much bothered about travelers in this part of the world, in Africa, in Nigeria, the Christians, like especially this season, this is Christmas period. So, and I was just full of thoughts. How could the movement be if people are not even being secured, even while they are in their own houses, even when they are in churches, even when they are in the school, because of their productions, both in the school, at homes, and the farm, in every angle. If those places are not secured, you don't talk about those kidnapping on the way. So I was a whole lot of thoughts were going on in my body, in my mind, and I was like, before I could not eat, I hardly ate. I couldn't eat well. I couldn't do anything. I have a lot of topics to discuss, to talk on, but I couldn't make a stress video. As I'm speaking now, if it was within those days, I couldn't have even on my camera to speak on the camera, because my speech, my line of sentences may not be aligning, because I was totally disarrayed. I was totally disarrayed. That I could do just only maybe just one people to eat, just eat, do little things. But that's to use the brain to reason normal. That's flow, just my normal daily flow. I couldn't. I found it very hard. So I have to withdraw. I have to withdraw from both Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What again? At least okay. I have TikTok, X, that's a formerly Twitter, Facebook, YouTube here. Then WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp is normally for families and other things. So where we can chat and the friends, all these things and organizations. So, but all those media that would make me to begin to feel bad again, where I see those headlines, I totally avoided them. But what happened? Today, I have logged in to those social media handles again, and normally I, I kept on seeing all those headlines and all this again. So these are what are obtainable when you're using social media and without regulating them. Now, regulating them is trying to filter what you listen to, and then you'll be most bothered by what you listen to, what you put your interest to, what you have interest in. Those things are what will increase your level of mental disability, your mental disorderliness, your mental health may get bad once you begin to put in pressures all your mind, emotions, mental, that's cognitive, psychomotive, every angle. When you begin to push it in your own interest, area of interest, you will lose it. You will lose your mental balance. So that is about depression and anxiety and depression. Now, which I said that they will not lead to what we now call fear of what social isolation. Where I said that it may even make you, if you as I'm staying like this, I will not even be conscious of people around me. I may not be these are works of social media to our mental health. Social media will make you will not even recognize the presence of human presence around you. Human presence around you, you won't recognize it. Social media, you are busy interacting with people, isolating yourself from your own immediate environment. You may not know the message it is passing to the brain. You may not know the message and the effect and the result you will get from such things because you might have not noticed it. Now, when you are chatting online, mind you, you watch videos, clips people have posted and all those you laugh. They cannot be a real-time chat. They're not real-time chats. So they don't give mostly real-time chats, real-time communication, which you need as a humanly, physically communications outside the normal call you make. On social media, you just watch videos people posted, what people wrote, you just read them, all those things, you just engage on them, taking you away from your real environment. So these are problems. These also condition your mind on how they reason again. So from there, you will now come to what? Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. So from taking your time from your immediate environment, now the next thing you have to witness is what? You now lack time to sleep. Very, very bad to the health of the brain, well-being of the brain. When you can't sleep, when you can't relax and allow the brain to recollect again, that's to just regain energy again. Because normally, human being, that's the normal other part of the body. You know, when you rest after doing some works and you are resting, you are gaining more energy, more strength to move on, to strike on. But the brain keeps on working. The brain keeps on working. At least during the time you are sleeping is a moment or is a time, a period for the brain to also relax. Outside the physical body that I've already put to rest, you also allow the brain to rest by allowing yourself to sleep. So running from this social media to the other, from this platform to the another one, to this, without having appropriate rest for the brain to relax itself, to relax its nerves and cells, you are also damaging the brain, which is so detrimental to our brain, to our mental health, to the all-round performance of our body system. So this is just the little thing I just want to call our attention to, because I really witnessed what it means to say that someone was um, mentally disorganized. I was mentally, emotionally, and physically disorganized just because of what? Things I was seeing on social media, and those things kept on worrying me. And somebody who loves, well, let's say politics, who likes to know what goes on in the society, my immediate environment, I always like to know what is happening. If the government is doing this, I would like to be aware that, okay, like those like that the president did this, the Senate did that, the House of Reps did this, Minister of this did that. So all those, they just keep you informed of your what society. So now, but all those news, they are not giving joy. That's the problem, and that's how these anxieties and depressions sets in. Now, depending on your own area of interest, you may be the person that likes hairs. If you see this kind of hairs on social media, you begin to admire, you begin to feel like, before you could know it, they're already taking part of your brain. And when you are anxious, you hardly sleep. You hardly sleep. Unless if some people resort to taking pills and medications for them to sleep. That's the only time they can sleep. But normally, when you have series of actions, series of thoughts going on in your body, you hardly sleep. You hardly put sleep on your eye. Why? Because the brain itself is still at work. You are still keeping the brain at work. So you hardly sleep. Even at night, as far as you keep on running from social media to this, that those sources that will feed you with things that will make you to be angry, things that will make you to be depressed, you hardly sleep. And once you deprive the brain sleep, you are giving chances to many other health challenges. You know, when we lament about mental health, we may not understand fully the effect they have, not only in your own body system, but when you are relating with people, you see that you are not reasoning okay, that you are not reasoning well, you are not really okay. From your reasoning, you see that you are not getting it right, and you may not even know that you are not getting it wrong, because your mind is not telling you what it should be. The mind is not on its normal state. So please, I want to beg all of us. I witnessed um in fact a breakdown or shutdown of my system, body system. Not total shutdown, because total shutdown is death. So I did not die, so it's not a total shutdown, but I experienced a shutdown in my both mentally, physically, emotionally, otherwise, because of what? Social media. All these news, they are all from social media handles. So I was so much bothered. So, and all those things just weighed me down. I was totally down. I couldn't even reason properly. I couldn't even think of next thing to do. I was just totally disorganized. And that is what you get when the brain is fully stretched. I said fully. Okay, listen. When I say fully, it may lead to madness. But when I have stretched the brain, it really affected me. But I never knew when I got to such extent, because I was carried away. Sorry, by I was carried away by my interest on social media. So what I'm trying to say in NS is that I just mentioned some other things like depression and anxiety, social fear of social isolation, isolating yourself from the society. Those things are not normal, so you have to avoid it. And before you could know it, you see that you are already getting it wrong. So thank you. Sorry, I saw those who joined, but I was trying to speak. I was trying to still focus more on the issue. So I appreciate those who joined. Sorry, I noticed your presence. I saw you when most of you joined, but sorry, I was just moved because I know that many people need to hear this, and I might have not expressed it in a better way for you, but please try to get the minimal knowledge you should get from this my life. I might have not expressed this mental health, though of course I have other videos to make on them. Mental health has many aspects that we should address. They have many aspects we should address. So this my life will not cover everything, but I only just want to mention just the aspect of social media and caution us to be meticulous, to be judicious while making use of our social media handles, because we should have time for them and have time for our brain. Time we should relax our brain, because when the brain is not in its normal state, a whole lot of things will go wrong. In fact, everything will go wrong. Because whatever you do, as I'm speaking right now, is my brain that is putting words in line for me to speak. Without my brain being active, I will just open my mouth without even saying a word, or I will begin to rumble words. So I can't even speak straight. I can't speak straight. So everything we do, they are from the brain. The brain coordinates all our activities, both the speech, the eye you look, because as I'm looking the phone, the camera, my brain has already signaled to my eye that what we are seeing is a camera, a phone camera. If the brain is not at work, the eye can be open without interpreting anything. That is how God just made it. So the brain, normally they say brain box. Yeah, the brain is the house that controls. In fact, let me say the powerhouse. Yeah, we know that when you come to the part of the body, you have the heart that pumps the blood. But you can equally know that without the brain sending message to the heart, these people need blood. The reason that they will send, they will not. Without the brain sending messages, sending signals to other parts of the body, no part of the body will do the work or the function it's supposed to do. The moment the brain ceases to work, everything will stop. Everything will stop. Because the brain sends message and interpret that to every part of the body. The hand is moving is because the brain is coordinating. I am speaking because the brain is coordinating. I am blinking because the brain is coordinating. My mouth is opening and closing, and speaking what people can hear is because the brain is at work. So, sorry, we really need to care for the brain. And how do we care for the brain? At least the little one. Outside medications, we should be um, conscious of our own activities. So that just the little things I just want to let us know. And please, thank you for having joined the live. It's just a short one, about 33 minutes now. And next time I'll be back again with another topic, or probably to elaborate this more, this mental health. So, but today I only just picked an aspect of it and then discuss. So, in my other videos, I will still upload a video regarding to this particular issue of social media impact, negative impact on or in our brain, in our health, in our mental well-being. So these are the things I have for it now. So maybe by tomorrow you will see my video upload. So for those who have joined the live, thank you so much for joining, and you may still watch the video that I will upload. So please and please, when you watch, share, engage, let it go viral, because when you engage on those videos you watch, that you believe that you have learned something, or that it makes sense, when you react to them, the algorithm of that platform will help that particular video to circulate to others who will feel like, because the algorithm will not feel like, okay, yeah, this person reacted to this, I think this should get to this level, so that others can equally do what, see it, and then listen to what that video has to say. And by so doing, it is getting to a wider audience that will need that particular message. The youth, they don't want to hear, okay, let me say, okay, both the youths, the young adults, the adolescents, especially the adolescents, people don't want to hear about effects of social media, because most people don't even believe that it has a negative effect to the brain. That's a problem. Most people don't even believe that. So that is why we really need to let people know. Please and please, if there are things you know that you think that others don't know, always feel free to share your knowledge, especially your own experience too, because it was based on my experience that I have decided to speak up for others to know that sometimes when you're accumulating some stress and some worries to yourself within a period of time, you begin to see that you you have been disturbed and you're not getting it right anymore. So that's why I decided to say, okay, let me speak on this. And everything is not all about drugs. Everything is not all about medications. There are things that, by normal obedience and being cautious enough, we should be able to put to stop some things or minimize or reduce some things to do. Most of our engagements and help ourselves, we should know time for this and time for that. So, having exhausted these few things, I think I may end the live. So, thank you so much as you joined the live. So, I thank everyone who joined, and I appreciate your presence. So, please do what always subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anytime I come live in any topic, in any issue, you will see the notification and join us as we ride on. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all. I am still Master Peter, your biologist and your health, your passionate, skilled health care giver. So thank you so much for having enjoyed the life, and remain blessed. Thank you all.